Welcome to Trump Teachings, and here we have the very exciting, in-your-face playstyle of a Hunter deck. Worth mentioning is that this is the one deck that I've changed from Trump Teachings Video 0. This is better than the original game plan. By adding in Bluegill Warrior and Wolf Rider, it's going to be a lot more aggressive, and we'll actually be able to kill the opponents in time, as opposed to waiting for Boulderfist Ogres and Frostwolf Warlords. So this is the basic deck. As you get leveling at level 2, you add in 2 of very good cards, Animal Companions. Remove a Frostwolf Warlord and a Boulderfist Ogre. Level 6, you get Hunter's Mark. I'll remove a Murloc Tidehunter for that one. And at level 10, you get the ultimate in skill. You get Kill Command. Move the Frostwolf Warlord and a multi-shot as the deck moves away from being control-oriented to just purely charging the face. So when do you hit the face? It's a pretty important question, since the last few videos have almost always resulted in me sending my minions at their minions. Hunter gets a bad rap for being a deck where you don't have to make very many decisions. You just hit the face a lot. But it turns out that when to hit the face is one of the primary skills in Hearthstone. Whereas with many other decks, you might be asking the question of, why should I not be board controlling? The Hunter asks the different question of, why should I not be hitting the face? And it is an important distinction, and it's one that's important to get correct.
I will fight with honor. Let the hunt begin.
So this is going to be a bit different from the previous Trump teachings, because it's going to be much less about board control. This is normally criminal as a move, but with this type of opening, pow. This is a very unique deck here. The mana curve is really low, and the deck quality is low. And that is both good and bad. It's neither good nor bad. It just means a different game. The Hunter is a bit of a different beast. So when do you go for the face? One of the reasons why I decided, this is the most obvious class to showcase that as. The reasons why you go for the face is generally your deck is not as strong as your opponent's if the game goes into the long run. And oh my gosh, that is ridiculous.
Don't mess.
There's still elements of board control, to be sure. But in this one, I just want to efficiently get my damage on his face. As much as possible, almost. But you still have to always consider the good deals available when trading, because if your minions can repetitively hit the opponent's face, then that's generally worth the miss of damage on one turn. Here, for example, I'm using the 2-3 to kill a 2-2, and it's still alive, and that's good. My 1-1 goes for a 2-1, and that's all nice and good. 2-1 still can trade for the 3-2, and I'll play these two guys. So that was an example of when not to go for the face. When the board control, when the exchanges are so good that you're willing to do them anyways. And also, if I hadn't traded, then I would not be able to get my 2-3 into a 2-2. He could have cleared it with a 3-2. In fact, that's probably what he should have done. He went for the face when he should not have, as I am the super aggressive deck.
To my side.
I'm very happy to get Huffer. I am going to clear the 2-1 because the 2-1 threatens the 4-2. But I'm going to ignore the 1-1, since it does not threaten the 4-2.
I can taste Taste the mana.
This is the aggressive deck playstyle, where you have to ask yourself, basically, is there anything so threatening on his board that I can't go for face? If the answer is no, you often go for the face. Another animal companion, play a wolf rider as well. Originally, I was going to send my 2-1 into here, because otherwise he can just send this here. I can protect this, but it's too expensive to do so, since I have to send this into here and this into here, and I miss 7 damage on the face, so instead I'm just going to hit his face. This is the reason why the Hunter is so well suited for this particular game style, because the Hunter's hero ability does not care for board control. In fact, it can't do anything about the board. It just cares if your opponent is low. And then this is the way to get value out of this hero ability in particular. This also goes a lot towards knowing what your deck is built to do. If this deck goes into the late game, it'll lose against most everything. So you have the kill commands to finish them off, you have your hero ability, and there you have it. Not always correct to board control, especially with aggressive decks. This is the extreme version of the Hunter Rush deck. This was not the most popular deck in November, where Hunters reigned supreme. I'll showcase the slower version also, but I figured that while I was doing the one to face version, I might as well showcase one of the most aggressive decks possible. You'll notice that there are no cards which cost more than 3 mana in this deck. It tops off at Wolf Rider and Arcane Golem. And truly with this deck, you almost never clear the board and just go for the face and you try to kill them before you run out of steam. But be careful, because if you play this deck, you might feel a bit icky. A deck like this was a bit more of the standard deck that dominated the latter season of November. Still very aggressive, but holds a bit more stopping power and more powerful cards in Savannah Highmane, Sludge Belcher, Loatheb, and Houndmaster at the end game, while still maintaining a very aggressive front, so has the potential to also do a lot of damage early, but has a little bit of a fallback plan of very big and powerful minions at the end, which also disrupt the opponent and are hard to remove.